Here's the deal, guys. I'm gonna state this for the record now, and I'm gonna continue to state it in the future. I reserve the right to disagree with myself in the future. Here's what I promise you all. I'm gonna tell you the facts of what we know. That's the main thing, right? I'm gonna tell you the facts of what we know, and then I'm gonna tell you my thoughts about what we know. And once we find more information about stuff, then I will update my perspective, right? And I do have an update to my perspective about Shyanne Sellers because I was wrong about Shyanne Sellers. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys. Last week, I made a video talking about some stuff, and I gotta own it. I got to own it because last week I came on here, and I was like, I didn't totally drag the Golden State Valkyries, but I was just like, this makes no sense. And I kept saying, this makes no sense. About them waiving Shyanne Sellers. I called it confusing. I was like, is this a front office fumble? Like, what's going on? Is this a wasted pick? You know, you drafted a top player who was, at the beginning of the college season, seen as like a top 10 pick in the draft, right? She ends up falling in the draft. You draft her, and then you waive her after just a couple of practices, you know. And then and then she gets picked up she gets picked up, and we end up seeing her play this weekend with the Atlanta Dream. And guys, OMG, on Saturday, played her first game, came off the bench against the Indiana Fever, and I got to be honest with you guys, it was rough. It was rough. So let's talk about what happened, what I might have missed, and why Golden State might have been right all along with their decision. So here's the deal. We saw it for ourselves. Shyanne Sellers, as I said, suited up for Atlanta's preseason game on Saturday against the Indiana Fever. And if you all watched it, which I was watching it live, shout out to all the awesome people of the internet who was watching the game live with me. If you watched it, you saw that she just didn't have it. Shyanne Sellers, when she came in the game, she looked tentative. She was nervous. Her timing was off. Her movement was just awkward. She struggled to get in the rhythm of a game. And it was very clear that this is nowhere near the Shyanne Sellers that we're used to seeing. Like, again, I've watched her, with Maryland this past season. And yes, while she, was a step slower because of her knee injury and whatnot, but she wasn't like this, And I think part of it could be that maybe she was just running on adrenaline for a long time, and she had that sort of break between the NCAA play of the tournament and when training camp started. And during that break, maybe, she really started to feel her injury, right? Maybe. That could be something that's going on. And if you all just watch the game, she wasn't moving like herself at all. Like, the biggest red flag clearly is the knee. Her knee was medically cleared to play. Medically cleared. But it didn't look game ready at all. She didn't have the same pop in her step. Like, she just didn't. That same confidence that she played with Maryland, that same fluidity that we see in her game, it was gone. It was absolutely gone. And now, suddenly, as I was watching that game, I was like, wow, Golden State's decision makes a lot more sense. And in some ways, they may have just been a little bit too nice with their decision. So here is what was said at the time. At the time of Shyanne Sellers getting waived from the team, the head coach of the Golden State Valkyries, Natalie Nakase, ended up saying that Shyanne Sellers picked up everything we asked her to. She did everything we wanted. It's just that I have to choose the best 12 that are going to fit. Doesn't mean the most talented. And so when I saw that, I was like, what? If you're talking about fit, maybe there's some more pre-draft work that you could have did before you draft her, if fit is the issue. If the issue is fit and not talent, like, maybe there's some stuff that you could have did, or maybe you could have actually seen her playing a game. I actually think maybe Natalie Nakase was a little bit too nice in her commentary now, because it doesn't seem like fit was the issue. It seemed like movement was the issue. It seemed like confidence was the issue. It seemed like her knee was the issue, not fit. So still, the comment still is a little confusing, if not just way too nice. But when the Golden State Valkyries waived Shyanne Sellers, before the preseason started, again, at the time, I thought it was wild, right? This is someone who was a top 20 pick. She was gone, before the full week of practices happened in training camp. But now I get it. They saw something, maybe in her lack of movement, maybe in how she was just responding to reps. Maybe it was just the camp intensity that was exposing that she was not quite ready to contribute in the right way. And Natalie Nakase was like, hey, I'm saying it in a nice way, but you're not the right person for us. And maybe fit probably was not the best thing to say, because it clearly is not a fit issue. It's a movement issue. It's a skill issue. It's a confidence issue. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's not. I don't think it's fit though. Right? But the decision was made. Again, I didn't like the quote at first. I thought it was confusing a little bit. I still think it's kind of confusing, maybe a little bit too nice. But now I kind of respect it, because Golden State, they weren't thinking about potential. They were thinking about right now. What in the world can Shyanne Sellers do right now? And right now, Shyanne Sellers is not ready, in my personal opinion. That's based on the game that we saw on Saturday. Shyanne Sellers is not ready. She's not. Okay? Because here's the deal. Let's be clear. I am not writing off Shyanne Sellers forever. I'm not. Because I saw how great Shyanne Sellers was in college. Like, I've been watching Shyanne Sellers. She is a very talented combo guard. She's very good. So I'm not writing her off entirely. But being medically cleared to play and being WNBA-ready is not the same thing. Shyanne Sellers had a PCL sprain in January, but she was only out a week before returning to Maryland. She ended up finishing off the season with Maryland into the NCAA tournament, but there must have been some time in between where she finished off her college season in the NCAA tournament. I believe Maryland went to the Sweet 16. I believe. I can't totally. Yeah. Anyway, sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, I believe they played. Yeah, I believe they played. They lost in the Sweet 16 to South Carolina, I think. Anyway, when her last game happened in the NCAA tournament until the start of training camp, that was several weeks. And it could be that in the time between her finishing up the tournament into her starting training camp, maybe there was just a little bit too much time in between where her knee started to like cramp up, started to like, not be as mobile because she wasn't playing basketball every single day or to that same intensity that she was at Maryland. So like maybe that's the issue. But on Saturday, we saw as clear as day that her game was off, right? She is still working her way back to the court. We saw that. Physically, she didn't have it. Mentally, it felt like she was just having mental gaffes throughout the game. She didn't have any rhythm in this game. We saw all of it. Here's the deal. Shyanne Sellers is a great player. She's a smart player. She will get there. She's too smart. She's too talented. She's too driven not to ultimately get there. But the idea that Golden State fumbled the bag, no. They made a cold and careful decision. And they moved on from Shyanne Sellers. It was a smart move for them to do because clearly she is not ready. So, where in the world do we go from here? Where does this leave Shyanne Sellers? Well, right, as of this moment, she is still on the Atlanta Dream roster. She's still on the team. Now, this past weekend, we saw that after the game between the Fever and the Dream, we saw an announcement made that the Atlanta Dream waived Ashley Jones, right? The Atlanta Dream still have more players to waive. They have not waived Shyanne Sellers yet, which is a bit of a surprise considering in that game, Ashley Jones actually played way better than Shyanne Sellers. Shyanne Sellers was someone who got the ball and just didn't. She didn't seem like she had like a brain freeze like the first time she touched it. Like it was like everybody was like shoot, 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 and she just didn't really know what to do. She ultimately passed the ball, but like she just looked bad, right? And Ashley Jones, she came off the bench and like did something, made a couple buckets, did something. So the fact that Ashley Jones was automatically cut like not even hours after that game, and that Shyanne Sellers is still on the team now, like it makes me wonder, like, okay, are they like what are they gonna do? Like, are they still trying to see if Shyanne Sellers can make some stuff happen? I don't know. If to me, I expect to see Shyanne Sellers waived in the next couple of days. I don't think she makes this roster. If she makes this roster, I will be shocked because it'll be totally on potential and not about current play. Because current play, nah, not happening. So where does this leave her? She still has a chance. She still has a chance to prove herself with the dream, to possibly earn a roster spot. Is it likely? I don't think so. Again, based on that game Saturday, I don't think so. But maybe since she's still on the dream and Ashley Jones got waived, who again, Ashley Jones actually played well in that game. She played well. So for her to get waived and for a player like, a player like Shyanne Sellers to still be on the team, I'm a little surprised. I'm a little shocked, to be honest with you. I'm actually very shocked. And so, hey, maybe they're going to figure something out. More importantly, guys, Shyanne Sellers needs time to get her knee right. That's what she needs. In a perfect world, she would get a couple months to fully heal her knee, fully rehab, and get the reps needed to be able to be ready to go against pros. And here's the deal. This is not the story I thought I would be saying after last week's video, right? Last week I was like, oh yeah, this is terrible by the Golden State Valkyries. I don't get it because we saw in college, we saw how good Shyanne Sellers was, and they say her knee is fine. So like, what's going on? And I thought that she was about to get picked up by the Atlanta Dream and start balling out of control. And I was gonna make a video that's like, see, look at this, Shyanne Sellers is looking good, looking very, very good. But that's not the story we tell. Here's the deal. I, once again, reserve the right to disagree with myself in the future. And I disagree with myself big time, okay? I was wrong, I was absolutely wrong in my take on Shyanne Sellers originally. So that's the thing there. Now, I do want to just walk through real quick. Who is Shyanne Sellers, for those who don't know? If you all listening and y'all like, who in the world is this girl? Why you keep talking about her? Who is she? Well, Shyanne Sellers is a 6'2" combo guard. She can play the point guard position, though she is more of a shooting guard, but again, can do the point guard position. 6'2". That's very, very tall for a possible point guard. She is someone who averaged 14.4 points a game, 4.1 assists per game at Maryland this past season. She is also someone who can knock down the three very, very well. She's a 40% three-point shooter. She is a 3-time all Big Ten first team player. She is someone who can play some defense. She was on the all Big Ten defensive team. She was the Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year in 2022. She has a lot of stats. A lot of stats, okay? Because she's a really good player. Again, she was someone who showed a lot of promise. But, things happen. Hindsight's always 20/20. And now we are looking to see what happens to her next. Will the Atlanta Dream eventually waive her? I think so, but we will see. Right, we will see if they decide to waive her. They still do have time because the WNBA season does not get started until this weekend. All right, but here's the thing: this is the WNBA. Things move fast, so we may see her get waived today, tomorrow, or she might actually make this team, and we'll be surprised. So we'll see. We'll see. But one good look at a player in a preseason game can expose a lot. And it, in my opinion, exposed Shyanne Sellers. So yes, to sum up everything, guys, I'm gonna say it again. I was wrong. Right? The Golden State Valkyries did not blow it. They just saw the truth before the rest of us did. And, respect to Shyanne Sellers, guys. This is still just the beginning of her pro journey. But for right now, it's okay to say that she is not ready just yet. Let me know in the comments, what do y'all think about Shyanne Sellers? Do y'all think that she will actually make this roster for the Atlanta Dream? Do you think that she will eventually get cut? What do you think about her in her future prospects in the WNBA? Like, I see her being out of the league for this season, but playing overseas, getting fully healthy, and coming back with a vengeance in 2026. That's what I think, but we'll see what happens from here. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. At the time last week, what did y'all thoughts? Again, because I have this microphone, like literally I have a microphone, whatever I say, it stays on the internet for forever. It stays up for forever. And so there is a track record that you all can have when it comes to me, where, if you have a random thought about something and you talk to somebody about it, you can change your mind and they probably forgot what you said. Or as y'all don't forget, which y'all shouldn't forget. So again, I was wrong. Reserve the right to disagree with myself in the future. And we will move on from here. All right. I saw some super chats while I was going. I do want to take some time and talk about those. Thank you so much, Sharice, for the super chat. Salute to you. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much, Michael, for the super chat. Says Sellers should have been cut just for that 5-second 30 pump fake. No shot she didn't take. Yeah, she got the ball, and it like she was about to shoot initially. It sounded like the crowd was saying, shoot, and she was like, didn't know what to do, and then eventually passed the ball. It was just like, whoa. That's a very awkward, 5 to 6 seconds of just her not knowing. But again, best of luck to Shyanne Sellers, because I know how great of a player she is. This is not me ragging on her and saying that she's a bad player. She's not. She's a good player that's hurt. Clearly she's a good player that's hurt. Clearly. Ebony says she was buffering. She was. Yeah, it was really like buffering in real time. Yeah. Tulip says, I've been saying Sellers' knees are cooked. She could not run at all for the entire season. She made it work at Maryland. Like, it really didn't look this bad. Like, I really didn't though. Should have rested last season, but pushed through, and made it worse. Needs a year off to repair and rebuild. She does need some time. Yeah. Tisha says, speaking of that mic, it picks up everything. I can literally hear swallows. Really? That is strange. Okay, I gotta let me move this mic back. That's kind of weird. Okay, I moved the mic back, Tisha. And you gotta let me know. Can you still hear that? I don't want people to hear. I don't want people to hear that. That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. Patrick says Sellers being nervous makes no sense. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Okay. Let's continue to move on. DW says, yeah, I think it's mental. Shay says 657 people in the chat, 149 likes. Let's get the likes up. Yes, if you all could hit that like button, that really does help the channel out a whole lot. Thank you. As for me, says, I can hear your heart beating. That's hilarious. To the beat of my heart. Is that Hillary Duff? The beat of my heart. Is that Hillary Duff? I think that's Hillary Duff. Yeah. Anyway. I was a Disney Channel kid, so that was what I rocked with. I think that was Hillary Duff. Somebody let me know in the chat. Who made that song? Does anyone recognize that song? To the beat of my heart. The beat of my heart. The beat of my heart.